common movie trivia for movie fans to maybe some more obscure facts. So what we're going to do is we'll give each other the 3 facts, 2 of which will be true, 1 of which will be fiction.
James Cameron drew the charcoal drawing of Kate Winslet in the Titanic.
On the set of Fast 5, Vin Diesel had his foot run over by a stuntman, but no bones were broken.
Toy Story was the first ever feature-length computer animated film.
Number 2 is real dead bodies were used in Apocalypse Now, causing controversy.
Welcome to Backseat Directing,
Where we talk about movies, TV shows, comics, and more.
We're your hosts,
Andrew.
and Aaron.
And we put out new episodes every Monday and Thursday.
And on this episode, we're going over some crazy movie facts.
Did you know? 3, 2, 1,
Action. Today, Andrew, we are presenting the audience with some crazy movie facts, but we're putting our own little twist on things. We're doing 2 truths, 1 lie. So the other person's going to have to figure out which fact is not actually fact.
Yeah, so this should be a whole lot of fun. We've delved into a whole bunch of movie facts in our research to try and stump each other. We have all kinds of things from maybe some older movies, maybe some newer movies, and maybe some older, or maybe some well-known facts, common movie trivia for movie fans, to maybe some more obscure facts. So we're hoping that you guys kind of play along with us. What we're going to do is we'll give each other the 3 facts, 2 of which will be true, 1 of which will be fiction. We'll try to give a little bit of a pause for you if you're listening or watching to guess, and then the other one of us will give our answer and try and get the correct guess which one is fiction. We're gonna guess which one is the lie. So it should be a ton of fun. And I really do hope you guys play along with us, because I've tried to create some stumpers in there and create some believable lies and some interesting.
I feel like you're gonna get me. I feel like you're gonna get me,
dude.
You're gonna come up with like these obscure facts that don't even sound real. So then your lie sounds real. So I'm not gonna know.
Do you have a pen or pencil in that drawer in your desk?
Yeah,
we can keep a scoreboard.
Okay.
A little competition. So before we get right into things, I do want to say thank you so much to everybody who's watching or listening. We do really appreciate everyone out there. If you would like, you can subscribe and you can follow the show. Hit the notification bell to make sure you see when new episodes come out.
If you're watching, you better hit subscribe. I mean, come on, why not?
Yeah, I mean, come on. It doesn't hurt you at all. It only helps us. Also, you can check us out on other platforms too if you want to rate us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. That would be a huge help to us. It makes a big difference, helps new people see the show and grow the audience.
Definitely. We just reached 500 subscribers on YouTube, and we just passed our 1-year mark. So we're very thankful for the 500 of you that had hit subscribed in that 1 year, our first year. But now we're going on to the long journey of getting to 1,000. And I'm wondering, do you think we're going to make that before our 2nd year?
I think so.
I hope so.
I think things will.
I think the second 500 will come.
Yeah, I think we're picking up steam.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm excited.
But we're counting on you guys.
Yes.
We could use a little bit of help. Thank you.
Also,
done so far.
We got merch. A year in, we got merch. It's a new shirt. We got a black and white edition with a kind of newly designed logo, colorway to match the black shirt. I'm very excited for this. Wearing black shirt's my favorite shirt to wear.
You can get those on Etsy by searching Backseat Directing, finding our page. We have black shirt, yellow shirt, and a couple other cool style options.
There's also a link in the bio or the comments for this video as well.
Yeah. And with that, with no more further ado, let's get into our crazy movie facts. Would you allow me to hit you with the first one?
It's all yours. The floor is yours.
All right. So I have mine kind of categorized into a theme, if you will.
Okay.
So the theme
I kind of do too as well.
Nice. Okay. The theme for my first one is injuries.
Oh.
Okay. So fact number 1. On the set of Fast 5, Vin Diesel had his foot run over by a stuntman, but no bones were broken. Fact number 2. Tom Cruise broke his ankle on the set of Mission Impossible doing a stunt jumping between buildings. Fact number 3. Viggo Mortensen broke his toe when he kicked a helmet in Lord of the Rings. So these are actually all foot-based injuries too.
I'm going to say Vin Diesel is the lie.
And if you're listening at home, you have your time to guess. And Aaron is correct. Vin Diesel on Fast Five is correct. So if you need more time to think about what your answer is, just pause it if you have to. But
I'll try to give more time next time.
you gave good time because we don't know if that answer is true when you say it either.
Right.
So
Good point.
so actually, I think in both the case of Tom Cruise and Viggo Mortensen's injuries, they used the take where they were injured. Definitely in the case of Viggo Mortensen, because his reaction, his like howl of pain after he breaks his toe, is used in the actual cut of the movie. But
I know it is for the Tom Cruise one as well.
the Fast Five one is
You can see him hobbling off a little bit once he gets up
shaking
off the
off,
building.
yeah. Running it off, which is insane.
Yeah.
That break, like, and then he came back to set after like 2 weeks or something and started filming again.
Crazy, right?
But another famous injury example in a movie is Jeremy Renner too in Tag, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and he like came back to film later that day after. Did he break both his hands?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, on Tag, Jeremy Renner broke both his hands doing one of his own stunts, and he literally came back to finish the scene later that day, like using his hands in the scene too. I think he was filming throwing donuts. So that guy, and
if they stop, right, like it holds up production for everything. So that's money that everyone's missing out on.
it's cool when people value that too,
Yeah.
because it can mess up other people's lifestyles and stuff. To people, grips and camera operators and people who are counting on being paid for being there those days.
Right.
But that he's impressive, dude. He freaking walked off that snowplow too. Like he recently got run over by a snowplow. Well, not walked it off because maybe that's belittling his recovery, but he worked really hard to
eventually
recover from that injury.
Dude, that was brutal. That looked brutal.
He's a beast. He's an Avenger.
Yeah, for real. Okay, ready for my first one?
Yeah. All right.
So
let me focus.
Mine is in a theme as well, but my theme is a movie, and that is Titanic. So I have 3 facts for you.
I
Ready?
wonder if any of our facts are going to overlap.
I'm very interested. We haven't really talked about
Yeah.
this beforehand. So, all right, first fact. James Cameron drew the charcoal drawing of Kate Winslet in the Titanic. Fact number 2. James Cameron has dived down to the Titanic 33 times. Fact number 3. The Titanic won 8 Oscars. Those are Best Picture, Best Director, Best Art Direction, Best Cinematography, Best Costume Design, Visual Effects, Film Editing, and Original Score.
Okay. So you can pause it here. I'm going to start thinking aloud, but you can pause it here if you want to not have my input. I believe I've heard that James Cameron did the charcoal drawing. I believe that is true. James Cameron, I know, has dove down to the Titanic a crazy number of times. I don't know that it's the number you said, which I think was 33. So like, I don't know the exact number. So if you're switching up on me like that, then it's tricky.
I got to be sneaky to beat you, man.
I am going to say that the lie is the Oscars. I don't think it's won all 8 of those. That's what I'm going with for my final answer. I think that you're trying to trip me up because I think there's some specifics in here.
Yeah, you're right. I'm on one of these. I'm just kind of skewing the number a little bit.
Oh my God. Which one is it?
You are correct. It's the Oscars. However, you're incorrect in saying that it was less than 8.
Oh, they won more than 8 Oscars?
11.
Holy
The ones that I didn't include was original song, sound, and sound editing. They also won. They won 11 Oscars.
God, they swept the Oscars. Do you know what year that
11
was?
of 14. 98.
Dang. It sucked to be any other movie in 98. Like, you could have made one of the best movies of all time and you'd still be losing it. That's must have been a crazy year.
Isn't that wild? Yeah. Also, let's not overlook the fact that James Cameron has gone down to the Titanic 33 times.
That's a lot.
And most recently, we just had that oceanic submarine go down there. And James Cameron was talking about it, of how, like, they've been doing it wrong this whole time. Like, and it's crazy that this film director is an expert in diving down, deep sea diving. You know, obviously he's in like a special submarine or whatnot, but he also went to like the deepest part in the ocean those submarines have been or something. I don't know where that is. I don't have that pulled up, but
I was going to say the Marianas Trench because I think that's the deepest part of the ocean, but I don't know if that's the deepest part they've gone to.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but he's done crazy things. Another crazy fact within that fact is he was visiting the Titanic during 9/11.
Oh my goodness.
So he came back to the surface
to get that news. That's
and found out
that's
about 9/11.
crazy. That's awful.
Isn't that wild?
Just disconnected from society in that way. Like,
Yeah.
I think there's an interview with him where he's talking about like how peaceful it feels to be like just that separated from everything. Like that deep in the ocean is just darkness. It's just nothing.
He saw that they made an IMAX like documentary movie about the Titanic, and he said he was so into diving and stuff that he's like, well, I'm going to make a feature film to fund that so I can go down there.
Yeah, he's like obsessed with water too, like and like filming with water. Because obviously we have Avatar Way of the Water, but that's a really cool fact, and you could probably do like a bunch more on the Titanic alone.
Also, yeah, exactly. Also, that drawing, he did all of the drawings that Jack drew, and they're all like fantastic.
Why is this guy so damn multi-talented? He's
Right?
like, and then like you've got all his talents. You're listing them out. They're like, yeah, he's like an artist. He does charcoal drawings. He deep sea dives. Oh, I forgot. He's one of the best directors of all time. Like,
has 2 of the 3 highest grossing movies ever. That's
Titanic and Avatar. Yeah,
freaking wild, right?
yeah. I mean, it's like 3 of the top 10.
Yeah.
It's insane how successful he is and how talented.
Like, what are we good at?
Just nothing to that extent.
I don't even know if I can name one thing.
So my next fact, even though it's just my second fact, I'm going to switch up the style a little bit here.
Ooh,
so
okay.
what I'm going to give you is there were contenders going back and forth for the highest grossing movie back in the day. I mean, Spielberg was going against George Lucas, was going against James Cameron. So I'm going to give you how they came out in order, and I want you to try and guess which one of them is a lie. The order is correct, but one of the movies was not ever one of the highest grossing movies.
Okay.
Okay. So one of these was never stood at the pinnacle of highest grossing movies of all time.
I think I know where you're going. All right.
Okay. So Jaws was the original blockbuster. It started as the highest grossing movie of all time. That's where I'm going to start. That at that time, I think they're using like VOD sales or something like that, or rentals at Blockbuster, like for VHS tapes. And then it was overtaken by Star Wars: A New Hope, which was then overtaken by Empire Strikes Back, George Lucas topping himself, which was then overtaken by Jurassic Park. Which one of those is a lie?
Okay. Name the 3 actors again, or the directors.
So I'm one of the directors I named has the next movie in the cycle.
Gotcha.
So Titanic takes over after Jurassic Park.
Okay, that's where I was confused. I was like, weren't they? Okay.
I was trying to give you less movies to make it.
Yeah.
Because the next ones are Titanic, Avatar, Avengers Endgame. Those are true.
Okay. So first one you said was Jaws.
So Jaws gets taken over by Star Wars: A New Hope. George Lucas beats himself with Empire Strikes Back, and then Jurassic Park by Spielberg.
I want to say it. Was it Jaws?
Was the audience guesses? Oh, starting
Jaws?
out with the lie. No, it was not Jaws.
So one of the Star Wars.
George Lucas actually did not beat himself with Empire Strikes Back. E.T. was the next movie to top the charts.
Okay, that was a tricky one.
Which
that
is
was tricky.
Another Spielberg. So
Yeah,
Spielberg's just rocking this list.
man, that was a tricky one. That was tricky. Okay, well, point for Andrew if you want to keep score here. All right. Anything else you want to say about that? Are you ready for your mission?
I'm focused. My mission, I choose to accept it.
Okay. This one, I just kind of got a little carried away with this topic. Okay, so I kind of dove deep. You might be able to get it just as easily as the last one, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 facts.
My God.
5 facts.
Okay.
So there's 4 facts and a lie.
Oh my God.
All right. But I believe in you. You got this. All right. This is surrounding Toy Story. Okay. Best animated movie ever.
I don't know about that, but.
So we got Toy Story 2 was almost deleted. That's fact number 1. It was 90% completed and they lost it. Deleted.
Oh, God.
They luckily had a backup that someone took home to work from home. And then they packaged it up in a bunch of blankets and drove it in the car back to the studio, re-uploaded it, and they were good to go. Fact number 2. Tim Allen was originally going to play Woody, but then it got switched when Tom Hanks came on board. Fact number 3. In Woody's Roundup, the scene where Woody is looking at all the toys that are made from that show that was based on him, his reaction is Tom Hanks' genuine reaction to all those toys. Fact number 4. Toy Story was the first ever feature-length computer animated film. Fact number 5. This was the first feature animated film nominated for Best Screenplay.
Oh, best screenplay. That's interesting. I don't think that it was nominated for best screenplay. I think it was nominated for something else. I think it might have been nominated for best picture, and it was the first nominated for best picture. I think that might be what it is. I started talking really fast, so hopefully you paused at the end of Aaron's facts. But I believe that it was the real reaction from Tom Hanks. Fact number 4, I believe that was true as well. I'm going to go with the very last one being a lie, saying that it was not nominated for best screenplay.
Okay. Final answer, huh?
Final answer.
Okay, I am pulling it up here. So you're incorrect. You did not get the correct answer. It was nominated for Best Writing Screenplay written directly for the screen. It was nominated for Best Music Original Song, nominated for Best Music Original Musical or Comedy Score, and then Special Achievement Award. Oh, that's not from the Oscars. Yeah, so it was nominated for those 3 Oscars, but it was the first animated one to be nominated. You looking something up over there?
I'm trying to see if there was an animated movie nominated for Best Picture. I think maybe Toy Story 3 was nominated for Best Picture. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. But dang, what was the lie?
The lie was Tim Allen was originally going to play Woody.
So
I just made that
Oh,
up.
you just made that up?
Yeah,
when you said that one, I thought maybe it was like flipped. Like maybe you heard the fact and flipped it. Like maybe it was Tom Hanks was on board first. But then I was like, I heard the 5th one and I really thought that was a lie. But that was a good one.
Yeah. That was really hard because there were so many.
Yeah.
The first like
Aaron gets a point.
feature computer animated film kind of went hand to hand with me for the like screenplay nomination. That was like kind of one for me. But yeah, that was a hard one. I mean, there's
I knew that one was
of
true
answers.
because I think you said that before on the show that it was the first computer animated film.
Yeah.
All right. So
Which is like a staple now. So
yeah, they
crazy, right?
They started a trend.
All right. What you got for me? I'm getting nervous.
So the theme for this one is gallons.
Gallons.
All right.
Gallons? Like
Gallons, like a gallon of water.
Water? Okay.
So, in Avatar: Way of the Water, a tank was built by James Cameron that had 250,000 gallons of water. In It Chapter 2, 5,000 gallons of fake blood were used to film the scene where the shower fills with blood. In 1928's film Noah's Ark, no water was used in the filming of the flood scene. Good luck on your knowledge about that 1928 film.
Yeah, this is tricky because I also haven't seen it.
Yeah, this is the It Chapter 2 that was the original It Chapter 2. So this isn't the one from like recently.
So I know they built a huge tank for Avatar. I don't know what gallon measurement that tank was, so you could be tricking me just on the number itself.
I'll tell you that like there's no trickery really going on here. It's not like 249 gallons and I give you 250.
Gotcha. So I think that one's real. The Noah's Ark one, that one's tricky. I've seen some behind the scenes of that though, and I think there was water.
You seen behind the scenes of a
I think so.
1928 movie?
I think so, yeah. And then, so I'm going to go with it as being the lie.
Wait, so I said that there was no water use in Noah's Ark. So you just said you saw water.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like you got mixed up there.
Yeah, I got that mixed up. Yeah. So I guess that would be the lie then. I thought you said, yeah.
Are you going to go final answer?
Yeah.
Okay. You are correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for saving me.
Yeah, so they did use 5,000 gallons of fake blood in it, which is insane. But in Noah's Ark, even though that movie was filmed in 1928, they actually used 600,000 gallons of water to film the flood scene in that movie.
I've seen the behind the scenes of like how they got the water to split.
That's incredible.
Yeah. It's wild. Especially back then.
Yeah, in that time period.
Yeah.
I can't believe that they use that much water. I mean,
So much.
I feel like after hearing that a modern movie like Way of the Water used 250,000 gallons, it's hard to believe that they used 600,000.
Jeez. That's a big comparison.
Yeah.
That's a lot more water. That's crazy. Okay. You ready for your third one?
Yeah.
Okay, so mine is still within the theme of one movie. So in that movie, for this question here, these two truths and a lie, which we're going back to two truths and a lie for you, is Jurassic Park.
I love Jurassic Park.
All right.
How much do I know about it though?
Fact number 1, Jurassic Park's raptors' sounds are sourced from tortoises mating. Fact number 2, filming took place in Hawaii, where there was a hurricane that put production at halt for 3 weeks. And then fact number 3, Jurassic Park is loosely based on scientists trying to recreate a woolly mammoth.
Recreate a woolly mammoth. What was the first fact?
Jurassic Park's raptors' sounds are sourced from tortoises mating.
This is tough. I know that, so you can pause it if you want, but I know that the sounds for the T-Rex are made from a bunch of different animals, including whale sounds, lion sounds, and a Jack Russell Terrier that the sound effect, that the Foley creator, his personal dog. I don't know for sure where the sounds of the raptor come from. I know the movie was filmed in Hawaii because you can take tours, Jurassic Park tours in Hawaii. So that makes me believe that fact number 2, I don't know about as far as the hurricane goes, but the first half I can clinch onto something that I believe. So it makes me believe in fact number 2. So for me, it's either the tortoises mating or the final fact. What was the final fact?
Jurassic Park is loosely based on scientists trying to
recreate a woolly mammoth.
Yes.
See, the thing that trips me up is the woolly mammoth, because I feel like it could be like a different animal. Like you could have subbed out the animal for something else. Trying to remember what like the raptors sound like, and like does it sound
Scary.
Does it sound like
They sound like raptors, okay?
I feel like this sounded like bird noises. It's kind of creative if you came up with turtles mating though, because that's really specific. But
I want to win.
I feel like I thought that they had used bird noises, and I remember it making sense because they move in packs and they move like birds. God, I'm gonna really regret it if I'm wrong, but I'm gonna say the bird noises.
Ooh.
Or the tortoise
Okay,
mating.
so locking in fact number
Locking
1
in.
as being the lie, and that was Jurassic Park's raptors' sounds are sourced from tortoises mating. That is true, my friend. It is true. I totally made up that it was loosely based on the woolly mammoth because I just saw a video where this scientist was talking about how they're actually trying to do that right now, and they're supposed to be releasing a woolly mammoth in 2024. So I was
Releasing, like they're dropping it like a
no, like
mixtape?
they
or releasing it into the wild.
yeah, like they, I guess, impregnated a elephant that is closest related to the woolly mammoth, and they use DNA that they have from woolly mammoth.
Well, are they gonna release 2 woolly mammoths? Because like
I don't know, man.
They're kind of doomed to
I don't
fail.
know. I just saw that on TikTok,
yeah.
and it was from a guy, like a scientist guy that I trust. He has a bunch of shows on like Animal Planet and stuff.
But they're a mammal, so they're gonna need at least 2 of them.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, my goal is just to trick you.
That's
okay.
that's the one that that was my original guess, and I talked myself out of it because I thought too much about the tortoises. But I should have stuck with my gut, and that gives you another point. But yeah, I mean, hey, you win some, you lose some.
That's right.
You ready for my next one?
Yes.
Okay. So the theme of my next one is scripts. So the
You're very creative on your topics here.
I tried. So the first one is that the majority of the lines in Dumb and Dumber were not ever written in the script. So over 50% of the dialogue spoken in the movie is improv. The second one is that the script of The Gladiator was called Terrible and Unfinished, basically by like everyone. And Ridley Scott had to convince Russell Crowe to come do the movie because of the script. And the third one is that the Place Beyond the Pines had a script that was over 200 pages long. He was asked to cut it down, and instead of cutting it down, he made the margins wider and decreased the font size, and they kept the movie exactly as is because nobody recognized that he did that. He shortened it to like 150 pages, and they thought that he actually shortened the script.
That's a high school trick if I've ever heard one. You need 90 pages double spaced, or
You ever heard of triple space?
yeah, or the 2 spaces after a period trick. Okay. So we have the
Gladiator script
was terrible.
Terrible. And then we have the
50% of Dumb and Dumber
is improv. And then Place Beyond the Pines, he increased the margins and decreased the font to make the script size suitable.
See, that one's like oddly specific and creative. So it makes me feel like it's real. Not that you're not creative, like that was no attack at you. I love you. You're very creative.
He came for me. You all saw it.
Gladiator was so bad. Did they end up changing the script?
I mean,
Okay.
I just know what I read.
Yeah, I got you. Or did you not read it? Dumb and Dumber being 50% made up sounds like it could happen, You got Jim Carrey there. I'm going to go with Gladiator.
Final answer?
Final answer.
And he is incorrect. So,
Gosh.
I actually have an interesting story about Gladiator, but the correct answer that was the lie was Dumb and Dumber being 50% improv. Actually,
Yeah, 50% is probably too high.
I saw an interview with Jeff Daniels recently where he said that the movie, like, he doesn't remember them actually doing much improv at all. He stated the scene where Jim does the most annoying noise in the world was like one of the main things he remembered being improv. And like there wasn't a whole lot other than that, he said. So that's actually, I mean, kind of surprising for like such a funny movie, like goofy comedy with Jim Carrey.
I feel like I should have known that.
I added the number in to hopefully make it more believable.
Yeah.
But
it also now knowing that it's not real makes it less believable. 50% is way too much. What was I thinking?
But the Gladiator is, here, let me give myself my point, tied. But Gladiator actually famously had a bad script. Like when it started, Ridley Scott had to have a meeting, sit down with Russell Crowe because he really wanted him to star in the movie and tell them it's going to be okay. Like we're going to work this script out. The movie did go on to win Best Picture. Like it nominated for a bunch of Oscars. Like Joaquin Phoenix was nominated for his role in it. Russell Crowe nominated for his role in it. So like the movie performed phenomenally, but the script was something they struggled with throughout the entire movie. Like there were scenes where Russell Crowe and Ridley Scott were like on the side, like rewriting the script together on like the side of the movie. Russell Crowe told one of the writers that he was like, "Your lines are terrible, but I'm going to make them sound good." And like that specific line of his iconic, "I am Maximus Decimus Meridius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next." That specific line, he was like, "This is cheesy, but I'm going to make it sound good." And he did it.
That's crazy. Looks like we're tied right now, 2-2.
Hopefully you at home are doing better than us.
we've each tricked each other twice, and now I'm going on to my fourth one here.
Okay, I'm ready.
I got 2 more. This one's topic is Tom Cruise. Okay,
As it should be.
fact number 1: Aladdin's look was based off of Tom Cruise. Fact number 2: Tom Cruise averaged 1.6 miles of on-screen running in the Mission Impossible franchise. Fact number 3. Tom Cruise personally designed a 3-month aviation training course for new actors to become ready for handling the F-18 in Maverick. Top Gun Maverick.
All right, pause the show if you want to guess. But immediately off the bat, I'm going to say that number 3 is true.
Okay.
That is my gut instinct. Number 2 gives me some pause. Number 2, well, can you recite the first 2 for me? Just like a blip.
First 2 facts?
Yeah, just like a blip of them. I don't need the whole.
Yeah. Aladdin's look was
appearance.
based
That's
off of
hard to
Tom
believe.
Cruise. Tom Cruise averaged 1.6 miles of on-screen running.
That one's giving me, because 1.6 miles doesn't sound like a lot to most people, but 1.6 miles of on-screen running. Now, are they saying that you see him run throughout the movie 1.6 miles?
I believe so.
Because, I mean, it's an oddly specific number, but when running 1.6 miles, so that would roughly take the average person like 16 minutes. 16 minutes of a movie to be running is a lot. And I've the only reason I could believe in that average is like the second half of the Mission Impossible movies pulling the average up. Because I don't think he does run a lot in all the movies, but it's begun to be like comical how much he's running, like especially as of the latest movie.
Yeah.
The first one sounds so hard to believe that I feel like it's true. Because like Aladdin is a story that takes place like in the Middle East. So why would you base the character design off Tom Cruise? But maybe I can see it with some of the facial features. I feel like if you made that one up, props to you, because it sounds just the right amount like of unbelievable where it would be true. I'm going to say 1.6 miles of on-screen running.
That one is correct.
Damn it, so I'm wrong?
No, you were right.
I'm correct. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I needed that. I needed that.
All right. Good job.
Now, did you just totally make up that number?
Just pulled it out of my butt.
So that seems like the specificity of the number is what almost had me believing it.
Yeah.
But that sounds like a lot when you think about it,
Right.
you know? Like when I'm running a mile.
You broke it down too, like scientifically.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, hold on. 1.6 miles equals this, this amount of screen time. Yeah, that's definitely a lot. It's kind of interesting that they base the character design. I guess I kind of see it like the nose and stuff. Like Aladdin's
Kinda looks like him a
Aladdin's
little
handsome,
bit.
you know,
Yeah.
like a young Tom Cruise.
Right. Yep.
But that brings us to my next fact.
Bum, bum, bum.
Okay. So the theme of this one is authenticity for movies. Now, fact number 1, a real guitar was smashed by Kurt Russell on the set of The Hateful Eight. Oh, I'm sorry. When I say real guitar, I mean a real 1800s like museum guitar. Like they forgot to switch out the replica situation.
Gotcha.
And then number 2 is real dead bodies were used in Apocalypse Now, causing controversy. And number 3 is the original race car was driven on the set of Ford versus Ferrari. The original Ford race car
Was driven on set.
Yeah,
Like
raced
raced or like is just on set.
I don't know about the
there.
exact details, but I'm assuming like maybe driven on set, but not raced. You know, like it was in shots where people were driving it.
Okay. Tricky.
Okay, so we've got the authenticity of the Ford car in Ford v Ferrari, the authenticity of dead bodies in Apocalypse Now, and the authenticity of the guitar in Hateful Eight.
So, okay, the guitar, like, that sounds like it could have happened. Like, that could have been like a mistake or whatnot, you know, like they just kind of got caught in the moment, broke the guitar. Oops, you know. The Apocalypse Now, like, that can't be real. But at the same time, we were just talking about how the main actor was on cocaine and asked the producers for cocaine for this movie, and they gave it to him. So that's pretty crazy right there. And then the car It seems like you the car one is tricky because you didn't seem like you knew all about it, which kind of makes me feel like it's real that you just didn't like read it all, you know? So where am I going?
I don't know, man. I'm always pretty prepared. So
I know. I think I have to go with the real bodies because that's just ridiculous. So
and Aaron
that's what I'm gonna
is
lock in.
incorrect.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so I don't know like the full extent of the details on that one either, and I don't know if the shots actually made it into the film, but they did like work on getting real bodies and try to have real dead bodies in Apocalypse Now.
No one should ever watch that movie.
Dude, that movie was like a hellscape to film it. It was like a huge disaster. They had such a difficult time with like everything from the explosions to like huge issues with one of the stars, Marlon Brando, because he's like known for being difficult to work with and a diva, and he put on a bunch of extra weight. So apparently they filmed a lot of his scenes in darkness to kind of hide the way that he looked for the movie, and he was like fighting with them to like not want to read his lines. Like Francis Ford Coppola, I think, was like quoted saying that that was like the hardest movie he's ever worked on or directed, and it was like a terrible time in his life directing that movie. Like it was filming that movie was a disaster, but somehow like the end product was something that was like, oh, like beloved, like at the end of everything said and done.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Ford v Ferrari, that I just made up.
Gotcha. Okay. Man, you tricky son of a gun. Tricky son of a gun. Okay, your last theme is Ryan.
Ryan?
Ryan.
You're getting some Saving Private Ryan action in there?
The first fact is Ryan Gosling built the kitchen table that's featured in The Notebook. Fact number 2, Ryan Reynolds was a victim of a hit and run while filming Deadpool. Number 3, Ryan Hurst auditioned for Thor only to miss out and play Thor 11 years later in God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah. Okay. So you can pause it now if you want to guess. I don't know who Ryan Hurst is, but I did play God of War Ragnarok, so I wish I would have known who he is, and maybe I would have recognized his voice. I believe the Ryan Gosling one because I know for a fact that for the movie Drive, he like rebuilt a car for that movie. The car that his character drives in the movie, he like worked on that car and built it up. So I believe in Ryan Gosling to have done that with the kitchen table for The Notebook because of that story about Drive. So I see, and I hope I'm not tricking myself there. I'm gonna go with my gut instinct. This just seems so out there that Ryan Reynolds was in a car accident during filming in a hit and run. I kind of feel like that one's true too. You know what? It's gonna buy me now. It's gonna end up being the Ryan Gosling one, I swear. But I'm gonna say Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds is your lie?
I'm gonna say it's the lie.
That's a lie. That is incorrect.
Damn it! Was it the Gosling one?
It is not the Gosling one.
Oh, Ryan Hurst.
Yep.
Who
Ryan
is that?
Hurst. He was in Sons of Anarchy.
Is he play the main guy, like Jackson or whatever his name? Jax?
I don't know. I have to look.
Dang. I wish I would have asked
I
you.
don't really know who he is.
If I could, I should have asked you if I can look up who Ryan Hurst is. Oh no, he's I think he plays Obi.
Yes.
I haven't watched that show,
Me neither.
but just looking at him, yeah.
But yeah, I just made that up. I saw that I was looking for a third Ryan. And he was one of the first that popped up.
If I knew it,
And I saw that he played Thor in Ragnarok, and I know that you played the game, so I figured by hitting your emotional connection of the game, I could
distract me.
Yes.
If I knew what that guy looked like, I would have known that they never screen tested him for Thor.
He doesn't look too far off though in his IMDb picture. Like he looks like he can kind of pass. Can you see this? Ready?
No, I don't see it. I don't see it for Thor.
Well, yeah, he didn't get cast.
Because they never wanted to cast him. All right, so that's a point for Aaron. We're back at tied.
So now that was it though. That was all of our 5.
Oh, dang! So we just
So it's
so it's a tie. I have
Gentleman's game right
I
there.
have a surprise for you. I know that we agreed on 5, but I got carried away and did some extra ones. And maybe like this will be some extra fun for the audience, even if
Yeah.
we don't count them on the scoreboard.
Yeah. But for our points wise, we're tied.
For points wise, we're tied.
That's
Call it
crazy.
even.
See, I was worried that mine weren't going to be good enough to like get you, because when I was writing these out, I had my first 2. I had the one about James Cameron, Titanic stuff, and then the one about Toy Story. And I asked my wife, and she spotted the lie like right away on both of them. And I was like, I'm doomed. Andrew's gonna get all of these correct.
Brooke's like, I'm better. I'm better.
So maybe she just knows me really well.
She knows what your lies sound like.
She heard the inflections in my voice or something. I don't know.
You can't lie to her.
I guess not. But that's crazy that we both got 3.
I have 2 extra bonus ones here just for fun.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Let's see how these go. So the theme of this next one is something being included in a particular shot. Something being included in every scene in a movie. So the first one is David Fincher putting a Starbucks cup in every scene in Fight Club in order to make a nod towards consumerism. The second one is Greek artifacts being used in every scene in 300 to provide a feeling of authenticity. So everything from a spear to something as small as like a ring worn by Xerxes in one scene to add a feeling of authenticity for the cast. And then the third one is every clock in every scene in The Shining is meticulously set to the time that was written in the script, in basically because Stanley Kubrick is such an anal retentive filmmaker.
So
we've
no
got
matter what time it was when they were filming, they changed it to what the time would be in the script.
Yep. They organized so every clock in every scene in that movie in the background can be seen as accurate to the time that was written in the script, resetting them. So we've got Starbucks cups in Fight Club, the clocks in The Shining, and we've got Greek artifacts in 300.
Okay, so right off the bat, Fight Club sounds like it's legit, just because I know like advertising and stuff was something that was really in your face throughout that whole movie. Now you're saying every scene there was a Starbucks cup?
That is according to David Fincher.
Okay, so like even when they're like in the subway or something, there's a Starbucks cup.
I believe it's a cup or logo.
Okay, so now your story is changing. Is it the cup or is it the logo? Because that changes my way to guess.
Well, let's say the logo because the logo's on the cup anyway.
Okay. Interesting that you're like changing what the parameters are of this question here. Okay, the Greek artifacts one. That one's kind of holding me up, mainly because most of that movie was shot on like green screen, right? So like a lot of the stuff wasn't actually there. So that means most of it would have to be something that they're wearing, which could easily just be recreated, especially like a spear. Like, why are they going to hold a real spear? It sounds kind of dangerous. And the last one was the clocks, which,
In The Shining.
I mean, that sounds kind of legit, right? Like, you don't want the clock saying, like, I don't know, 8 a.m. when it's really 1, you know? So that one sounds like it's not that absurd.
What are you thinking?
I don't know, because you're tripping me up with this whole Starbucks logo thing. I'm going to assume that it was, that one's good. I'm going to go with the 300.
And you are? Final answer?
Final answer.
And you are correct.
Yes.
It is the star. I'm sorry. It is
The lie.
The lie
is-
that there is not an artifact in every scene of 300.
Okay. Nice. You trying to trick me there by messing up what you were saying for the Starbucks.
I think it is a cup. I think it's supposed to be a cup, but that's something David Fincher stated.
Okay.
Then that's the director of the movie. So
Yeah.
we're going on to our final fact, or our final 2 truths and a lie. Fact number 1, Alfred Hitchcock was nominated for Best Director 5 times and won.
What's the category?
Oh, I'm sorry. The category is Oscars.
Gotcha. Okay.
Alfred Hitchcock was nominated for Best Director 5 times and won all 5 times. Parasite was the first foreign language film to win Best Picture, And Robert De Niro and Marlon Brando are the only two actors to win an Oscar for playing the same character.
Like they each played the same character and won an Oscar. What character?
I don't know if I should answer follow-up questions. I don't want to make that.
What do you mean?
I don't want to make it any easier on you.
I'm going to lock in that one.
It's for The Godfather.
Is it that one?
No. Audience, he's incorrect. So Robert De Niro and Marlon Brando both won an Oscar for playing Vito Corleone in The Godfather. Robert De Niro plays him in The Godfather Part 2 in flashbacks, and that's how they both ended up winning the Oscar for the same character.
Gotcha.
And the lie was that Alfred Hitchcock was nominated for Best Director 5 times and won 5 times. He was nominated 5 times and never won an Oscar, which is insane when you think about the best directors in history.
Right.
You know, his name always would come into the conversation.
Yeah.
And for him to have 0 Oscars is crazy. I mean, the Oscars they're interesting every year because you might go up against somebody like totally random. You know, you might be the best director who is nominated, but another director better directed the movie they made that year.
Right. Yeah. It's tricky.
Yeah.
Subjective.
Can't believe he won 0 though. It's happened to a lot of directors. Like it took Martin Scorsese a really long time. He didn't win until The Departed, which is like 2006. So he was making movies for like 30, 40 years before he won an Oscar. And like he had already made like Goodfellas and Taxi Driver and some of the most iconic movies. Raging Bull, The Casino. Like he had made a lot of great movies and not won Best Director until The Departed.
That's wild. All right.
So make sure to let us know in the comments how many you got correct, what facts you thought were interesting. Let us know if any of our lies were good, but the main thing I want to know is how many that you guys got correct if we stumped you on some of these.
Yeah, did you get more than 3 correct? Because we each got stumped 3 times.
The majority of the time.
3 out of 5. That's crazy.
I think our lies were clever.
I was really thinking that we were not going to, like, I didn't think I was going to get you that often.
Yeah.
I thought maybe like 1 out of the 5.
Dude, multiple choice and true or false, they get me.
Yeah. That was fun. This was a good episode.
Yeah, this was a good time. I had a lot of fun. I hope the audience enjoyed listening. We really appreciate everyone who listened or watched the show. Please make sure to support the show. Like, subscribe, rate on all platforms. You can get the t-shirts that Arron was just showing off from the link in our bio or in the comments, and you'll also be able to get it on Etsy by searching Backseat Directing.
Boom. We post new full episodes every Monday and Thursday. We're keeping it up even during hurricane season right now.
Yeah, guys,
we are dedicated.
From where we're filming right now, there's supposed to be a hurricane tonight, and we live in Florida. Now, we're Floridians, so like that's basically just
another day in paradise,
Tuesday
baby.
for us, but but we make sure to get our content out. So
yes. So if this is the last episode, it's been nice knowing you. Thanks again, and that's a wrap.